Alright, and we're back. Hello, and welcome to the stream. We're picking right up where we left off. We just finished Slightly Saucy's Yorkshire Club, which was a blast. And then we're going to jump into TJ's Carmel Cove, which is... I should look up the conditions for this, if I was smart. If I was really smart, I would have prepped all of this in advance, and so that I'm not, like, messing around on stream. Do I see? There it is. We do get conditions. Pin 1, white tees, medium west winds. Alright. Pin 1, white tees, medium west winds. But yeah, so we're just gonna keep on carrying through. We have all sorts of momentum. Alright, let's see here. Well, it's framed quite nicely off the tee. It relies very heavily on the tall grass, which is, I mean, it doesn't look, it's certainly, like, I can appreciate what he did. I feel like the one downside to relying on that is, like, it's gonna look barren when you actually look at it, because just the draw distance for those grasses isn't high enough. At least, unless maybe it's far enough if you have, like, maxed out ultra settings or stuff like that, but I can't run the game on those. I'm on, like, I think I'm at high to ultra, somewhere in there. I feel like we're going for kind of like some Pete Dye-ish things. I don't know, like, I don't mind kind of the squiggly, like, tons and tons of bunkers. I feel like they're all, like, just scaled down slightly too much. Like, they look too small for where they're at, if that makes sense. Like, all the bunkers feel like you stuck this course in a washing machine and they shrunk in the wash. It's like they're all just slightly too small. Like, they shrunk, 30% or something. Again, no, maybe it's a personal thing. I don't quite get this bunker style. Like it's close for me, but it just, something about it feels off. I can't put my finger on. Well, thank you. Again, I don't know how good of an analogy that is, but that's just the one that feels the most appropriate to me. Where it's like it just looks like it shrunk accidentally. Like there's all this spots for the bunkers, and the bunkers don't fill up the spots. All right. Again, I like the idea here. I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of the execution, but I don't dislike it either. It does get wild here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to revisit, like, the waist areas, I think. Like, they don't look bad. Like, I don't think they're a technical issue, but I don't know if I'm a fan of them or not. I don't... Again, same with this green. Like, I might have to play this a couple times before I really feel like... Or really get a feel for if I like this hole or not. We're running straight into heavy rough. Again, like, do you have to do that to make it, or, like, is that something that you might have to do on a major difficulty course? Potentially. I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of that, though. Just green straight into heavy rough. Also, again, I don't know if I think it's interesting and quirky, or maybe an issue that the two tee boxes cross over, so... like they kind of, like, 15 was the one that was right there, kind of conflict with each other. It's an interesting idea. I just don't know if it works or not. Where do we look to find these playthroughs on YouTube? Oh, tell Bronson to get on his playthroughs. He's been very busy. Like, he's a college student. Like, stuff happens. Uh, which is why, like, even though I knew he was going to do those, I figured I should at least do them because, um, you know, it's just hard to make time for that as a college student. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Where to find them? I do have a YouTube channel. I think it's just MattF27. I can't remember. But I'll send you a link to it. Also, like, I'm still behind. I think I've only uploaded 2 or 3 to the YouTube channel. I'll probably queue up a couple more this weekend. Um, but in the meantime, if you were trying to find yours, you can just you should be able to look VODs up on the Twitch channel. Nobody would pay me for OnlyFans content, trees. Let's see. Anyway, back to this golf hole. I like the way this one's framed in this hill. I think this is a neat green site. I think my kind of comments on the bunkers just being in odd size, like the very like single brush width wide squiggly finger bunkers. Maybe not the biggest fan of, but I love the way that this I think that's just going to be a theme throughout, is I just don't quite get the bunkers. But I like the green site, and I like the way that the hole is framed. Alright, I think the wind should make this shot a little easier. Oh, that's going to kick left. But not so much that I'm in trouble. Nice. Now, I don't know if there's like a particular Pete Dye course that does bunkers like that, where it's just like a set width and it just squiggles everywhere. Maybe that's a reference to something that I'm missing, but yeah, I'm not quite there on that one. Don't mind this one. Maybe not my favorite hole on the course, like, or at least like it plays fine. Visually, I don't like. There's something. It's not quite doing it for me. I don't really know what it is yet. It's just like doesn't quite. You think it's its own style? Okay, that makes sense. Like I want to say TJ does some Pete Dye-ish things, and I get some Pete Dye vibes here, but like not anything like really specific. Just kind of like general Pete Dye vibes. My putting continues to be absolutely atrocious. But again, like, all of the holes have been framed quite nicely so far. Look at the smiling face. Is there a smiling face here? Or is it on the last one? Did I miss something? Oh, this one. It does have a big squiggly smile face. Oh, that's kind of cute. That's funny. I don't know if that's intended, but it is a big smiley face. It's like, aw shucks. Alright. I am not gonna make this. We're just gonna whack one down there and call it a day. Yeah, I was gonna say, if you're gonna have green running straight into heavy rough, then you really gotta be careful about the edges of your greens curling off into it. Probably, like, really not, like, again, like with a major course, you kind of have to make some silly design decisions to make it difficult enough, but I think that would qualify as one of those silly design decisions. God, that's a bad putt. There we go. Like I would like it may or may not be appropriate to do at some points, but it also just is going to inherently feel a little silly, especially when you have other holes like this one where you at least have um like you have a little bit of a fairway buffer around the greens. Like this feels entirely appropriate, where just like, hey, like you can have, say, fairway running straight into heavy rough and heavy rough close to your green edges, but you don't want to like you don't want your green to roll straight into it. You want at least like a little bit of a buffer there. Well, if I could putt like a normal person, the scores would be a lot better. But I can't, so they're not. Yeah, like this bunkering thing, it just feels off. I'm not sure quite what we're going for with that. As well as like the rib cage bunker thing there. That is a lot of fingers in that bunker. Also, is this intended as a shortcut line? I don't know if it is. I feel like it. Like, I don't want to, I don't know, you know what? I'm going to try it just because I think I can blow. Actually, I don't know. I think I should be able to blow it over these just fine. I don't think the shortcut is necessary. I am tempted to try the shortcut, but I don't think it's necessary. Okay, so I can't quite cover that. But also a 305 driver covers that effortlessly. I think there's a great green site here, kind of in between these dunes, and I don't know if this is it. I don't hate it, but I also feel like if I was designing this course, like I agree that this is an amazing spot for a green site, but this is one where I would look at what I did and be like, nah, I think I need to keep brainstorming and come up this shouldn't be the final whole idea for this, because there's something better here. It's not bad. It's a functional golf hole for sure. And again, you found a neat, interesting, or either found or created, depending on your design process. But you have a interesting green site, and I just think it needs another iteration at it to really take advantage of that. This landing area is a little funky. Let's see. When did our yardage? Again, it's hard, which is not inappropriate. And yeah, I guess I could hit a 3-wood here and have a reasonable length shot in. But there's not again, it feels like one of those where it's oh, well, it kind of goads you into hitting driver because it is an easier shot than trying to lay up. And then I have a gap wedge in. So I think that's just the play every time. It's legitimately the easiest way to play this hole, which feels weird for such a pinched fairway. Looks like the green is having a happy ending. Yeah, that's fair. I think there's some, some of these I've taken a quick peek at. I think this is one that I've played a couple holes on before. I might have played through it already and just didn't notice. There's 1 or 2 greens out here that I saw that are very phallic shaped, which is not an issue, but it's just something I find amusing. Maybe that was one of them. Maybe that was the phallic green, the 8th one. Again, I like the way this hole's framed. Again, I think that's it's going to be a common theme. It's oh, the visual sightlines around this course are great. And then, the golf on it is, pretty good in spots, and then maybe also a little questionable in other spots. And we have another kind of, rib cage-looking bunker. A little skeleton thing. Mexico qualifying time. I'll catch up on that this evening. But that does sound awesome. I'm excited. Again, I don't I love this idea I would love to be able to see this shot from kind of the expected landing area, like where if that hill wasn't there, so I get this view in, that'd be awesome. But I just kind of just only see the hill in front of me. I don't know if that's just because I don't hit it far enough or whatever, but like I think that's welcome to the Dong Show. You know, maybe like a little missed opportunity for like a really cool visual moment. And then again, I don't know if I'm a fan of the green running straight into the rock cliff and off. Like it is certainly an interesting way to add some difficulty. And I just don't know if it feels gimmicky or not. Again, jury's still out on that one. Kudos for a little creativity in making something major difficult, but I don't know if that works for me or not. Don't ruin the qualifying for me. I want to watch it later. I would like this to remain an F1 spoiler-free zone for the next hour or two. Although I guess it's, qualifying's not that important. Like, most of them are kind of snoozers. With all the bunkers, you still haven't found one. Well, there's a bunch of them, but they're also incredibly tiny, so that helps. Oh, did we just end that? You jinxed it. Oh well. It was about time. I'm not playing well, so. Yeah, I know, it's Q1. Oh. Trees, ban that man. Give him the hammer. The ban hammer. I like the way this one sits. This pin feels maybe a little silly. Again, don't know. It's appropriately hard. I just don't know if it just feels gimmicky maybe. Of sitting in like a little 4-foot bowl that's flat. A board of cold. Yeah, maybe a weird username. And then another one that runs off into heavy rough. Or a board of coke. It's not cold, it's coke. Again, split fairway here is kind of funky. I think we just blow it over and call it a day. No, and then we missed the fairway. Like, so far my theme, or I think my takeaway from this round is that, like, the playing corridors are great. I love, the layout of this course is awesome. I'm just not sold on none of it has been bad by any means. Like, there's perfectly serviceable golf all the way through. But I haven't loved any of it yet. I'm just I love all the corridors, and I look at it and wonder if there's better holes that could exist in these corridors. Like, again, there's tons of obvious polish that goes into this, so, I'm hardly going to accuse TJ of rushing this one. But I also, and again, I don't know what his process was, but it just feels like some of these are, good first drafts that could be improved upon, and, maybe more time could have been put into polishing the whole concept. I don't know if that's baseless or not, because it's I have no idea. Maybe he spent several iterations polishing it exactly the way he wanted, and this is what he wanted, and I just don't get it. But it's kind of one of those where I just am not quite getting a lot of the golf. None of it is objectively bad, but it's just it doesn't strike me as being great either. but the visuals are good, and like the whole corridors are good. Like, you know, like there's some fun, like a lot of like out to the ocean stuff. Boy, did I miss in a bad spot on this hole. I don't know. I will be curious to see what other people think on this one. Like maybe it's just a me thing, and I'm just like, again, maybe I just don't get this one per se, and it'll either like take me a couple playthroughs, or it's like just a me opinion. Well, this is a lovely spot. I have, again, more rock wall stuff that I don't know if I'm sold on. The idea is cool. I think this visually 100% works because this all this stuff is in shadow. I feel like if it wasn't in like silhouetted so that you just get a big black blob of where that rock wall is, I don't know if that looks particularly good. I love the idea. The execution is like it works in this instance again specifically because it's um, uh, silhouetted. I don't know if this really works from any other visual angle though. I also don't get this bunker at all. Like it's hidden from the tee, and it's also like again it's awkward as both a hazard. Like it slopes away from the player, so it's like it's only gonna like it works to save shots from going into the ocean rather than punish anybody. So it's kind of like a bunker that acts as a safety net as opposed to a hazard. And also it's angled in such a way where it's hardly going to catch anything anyways. Like if you land here and it bounces up because it slopes away, it's like I imagine a lot of stuff just bounces along. So it's like I like the view, the like the rock work and the little bay is really nice looking. Like fantastic looking golf hole. And I just am not a big fan of the golf hole. I don't dislike it. Let me rephrase. It's not a bad golf hole. It's just a like a spectacularly framed serviceable golf hole. Oh god, did I just putt into the ocean? Oh, okay, we're good. I don't know. Like I think this one's gonna require a couple playthroughs for me. If you know, maybe it'll grow on me or something, but I just like the golf feels like just missing something. I'm struggling to put what into words what I feel like it's missing. I'm just not um because like I don't dislike anything, but it doesn't feel like it's as good as it could be either. Let's see. I guess this is a par 5, so we're cool. This is well again, I put it in a terrible spot, but I feel like I could maybe hit a long iron to this in 2. It's an interesting, maybe slightly awkward hole concept. I didn't play that good enough for me to even like guesstimate as to whether like what the second shot decision is. So like I kind of have to reserve judgment on that one because I didn't really get to play it as intended because I hit a terrible shot. Um, let's see. Oh my god, I just completely like let go of the stick on that one. I'm making it real hard to evaluate this first time through strategically because I'm just not hitting good enough shots. I mean, for sure, this is definitely one. We actually have a reason to watch Q1. Okay, well, when I watch it, I will not fast forward through it. Okay. So this is a very large, flat green, which, you know, I'm okay with. And again, we probably have a long approach shot into that. I just didn't remotely hit a good enough shot to see. So that would probably be appropriate. Just an observation, not a complaint. Alright. So I will say there is a lot of visually spectacular moments on that course. I love the idea, I love the plot. there's a lot of like visuals. It checks a lot of boxes. The golf, or like again the bunker style, I think I can safely say after playing a full round, doesn't quite do it for me. It's close. Like I think it's a little massaging, and I think it would be really great. It's just not there yet. And I think my comments on the golf is kind of the same. Like it feels like there's some great ideas nestled in there that just don't feel like they're fully fleshed out to my eye. Where like again, even like the signature hole in the spot there, like that's a great opportunity to really like everything that isn't a playing surface is spectacular. And then the golf itself, like is not bad, but is very pedestrian, and it kind of misses an opportunity to really make a statement. So again, like thank you for the course. It was lovely, but yeah, again, I can't put my finger on it. It's I think it'll do well. It's it's closer to appropriate difficulty than most. I don't know if it's quite there, but again, the difficulty threshold that is appropriate is insane and basically unplayable, and I don't blame people for erring on the easy side of insane and making like a reasonable like actual golf course. So like it misses a little low, but like well within the range that makes perfect sense. And so I think he's closer than a lot of courses in this contest. But I'm also like, again, I think it'll do well. I don't think it's in like my top couple, and I think it's just missing something in the actual golf that I've gotten from a number of the other courses in this contest. But again, it checks a lot of the boxes and just comes up a little short in a couple of the other ones for me. But the overall product is still a unique, interesting visual kind of feast for the eyes with golf that will that is interesting to engage with, even if I'm not the biggest fan of it. So it's well worth playing. It's just not one that I might revisit over and over again, I guess is, kind of a briefish way to sum it up. But again, thank you for the course. Thank you for entering or like making the contest and whatnot happen. Let's see. Do I want to do one more, or do I want to call it for now? I think this was my third one. That might be a good spot to call it for now, because I don't want to. We can do another session with like another. I think I'm down to 3 courses. I need to do Widow's Den and Dan's. So, yeah, I guess I only have 2. So yeah, I think we'll call it for now. Maybe I'll do a couple later this evening. We'll see. But for this session, I think I'm gonna call it. But thank you everybody for tagging along. Thank you for watching, and we will catch you next time. Actually, I should do a raid. Maybe not the best ending for folks watching on YouTube, but that's okay. That's fine. Again, I'm not monetizing any of this stuff anyway, so not a huge issue. Let's go. We'll give Scotty Walnuts a raid. Cause he's doing some design. Well, we'll keep it design related. All right. Yep. Already on it. Thanks, McTrees. Sorry, I didn't mean that sarcastically. I don't know why that came off sounding slightly sarcastic. Round 4 setup. Yes, I will do that at some point, but just maybe not right now. I think I want to go get a couple things done and grab some dinner. But anyways, thank you, everybody. We'll catch you next time. Until then, have a good one.